Happy Independence Day, everybody. Hope you're having a safe and fun time wherever you are around America celebrating our independence. Wanted to drop you a quick note to say two things. The first is thanks. Thanks for all your help and support since last July when we launched The Christian Capitalist on Amazon on July 9th. It's been a terrific first year. Podcast is fixing to publish its 35th episode, and things are really starting to take off around the nation in this discussion of hard work and generous giving to the poor and needy in the name of Jesus, including Christian Capitalist Clubs, which are going to launch at 5 schools this coming fall and hopefully more in the future. But I wanted to take a minute to talk with you today about George Washington, our founding father and the father of the United States in many people's eyes, certainly a terrific example of a Christian capitalist. For those of you who've purchased the book or listened to the book, we talk about this in chapter 11, pages 195 through 198, if I recall. We'll talk about how George and Martha Washington were so generous and hardworking in their management of Mount Vernon service to our nation. Washington did 3 things that really stand out in terms of his hard work and generous giving. The first is, as both the commander of the Continental Army and as our first president, he forsook any compensation whatsoever, preferring instead for the money that would have gone to him, compensation for both of those roles, to be used for the infant federal government and for the government of the Continental group of colonies who were trying to become the United States eventually. So in those 2 ways, he showed his generosity early on. As the president, he was likewise generous, even going down to the meals that he served at the presidential mansion. At the time, our nation's capital was in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. With the meals that he served there, whatever was left over, they sent down the street to a local prison to support those who were poor and needy and hungry. So even when he's serving in this role without compensation, his generosity came through. And finally, in his private papers, which are documented so well, a book called Washington, A Life by Ron Chernow. And for those of you who like American history, I encourage you to read it. Chernow says that Washington wrote his step-grandson, George Washington Parke Custis, regularly as George Washington Parke Custis was growing up and giving him kind of grandfatherly advice. One of those letters is really important for the modern Christian capitalist movement, and that is he told his grandson, basically, that whenever anybody comes to you and asks for money, whoever's in need, you give to them based on whatever you have available, always remembering the widow's mite. And see, that connects George Washington going way back to the 1770s and 80s to us today, because he realized what we realize as Christian capitalists in 2025. You don't need to be a millionaire. You don't have to have a lot of zeros in your bank account. It's the heart of generosity that counts, and giving to those in need, regardless of how much you have, when you recognize that they can benefit from it, benefits you as well as the recipient. So sitting here on this Independence Day, I hope y'all have a great one. And remember George Washington and his role as one of our first Christian capitalists in America. Happy Independence Day.